Hyperion Audiobooks presents I Shouldn't Even Be Doing This. Written and read by Bob Newhart.
Hi, this is Bob Newhart. Chapter 1. Comedians See Life Through a Different Lens. Larry Gelbart once said that comedians look at life through a different lens. Even if a comedian is on vacation and he sees something funny on the beach, he'll say to himself, "Oh, I have to remember that because I may need that someday." Comedians are innately programmed to pick up oddities like mispronounced words, upside-down books on a shelf, and generally undetectable mistakes in everyday life. I think it was Jack Benny who once said, "A comic says funny things, but a comedian says things funny." So I guess I would fall into that latter grouping. Many comedians would probably agree that you start off doing somebody else while your voice evolves. For me, the models were Mike and Elaine, Bob and Ray, and, of course, Benny. When I first performed, I didn't study all the working comedians and say, "Oh, hey, look, there's nobody stammering out there. What a great opportunity." In interviews throughout my career, I've often been asked if my stammer was natural. My stock response has always been, "Have you been listening to my answers?" Truly, that's the way I talk. Stammering is different than stuttering. Stutterers have trouble with the letters, while stammerers trip over entire parts of a sentence. We stammerers generally think of ourselves as very bright. My own private theory is that stammerers have so many ideas swirling around in their brains at once that they can't get them all out, although I haven't found any scientific evidence to back that up. Long before I started performing my own routines on stage, I loved watching comedians on television. I'd hear a joke, and then I'd ask myself, why it got a laugh? What made it work? In the 50s, I watched George Gobel. He wasn't doing Take My Wife, Please. He would just tell these neat little stories about how his wife, spooky old Alice, came up to him the other day. It was a softer, less aggressive brand of comedy. That was the first inkling I had that maybe I could make it as a comedic storyteller. The greatest comedian I've ever seen work was Jack Benny. He wasn't afraid of silences.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?